All right. Back to
You stopped recording.
And because of my internet that switched off. Now, when I
Okay.
came back, I didn't remember to turn it on. But it's now like, yeah, the first half was fine. That's recorded. All right. So you understand the difference between absolute, relative, fixed, and all that now. So let me use my stuff. So now I'm supposed to use absolute, but hello, yeah, someone is asking a question.
Yes. The recording from the first half.
Yes.
I want to know where it stopped, please.
Yeah, it stopped at when my internet went off. That's when it stopped. That was just before that when we started row 2.
Okay.
When we started row 2, that's when it stopped. So between row 2 and now, that's when that's what we've lost. But the recording is active now again to continue. Yeah.
But sir, you share this file now.
Yeah, I will share this file. I will share my code.
Recording also.
Anybody else recording? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, you are doing that. Okay, good. So you can also share yours.
Yes, sir.
So let's move on because of time. Wow, it's almost 11. All right. Yeah, so I wanted to explain on that concept that even though you are using absolute, which is what I'm supposed to, I already explained to you that absolute is, the top of the screen, right, or bottom of the screen, depending on these other values that you specify, whether bottom or top or left or right. But what if the div, the container of the item you are applying absolute to, if the container is relative, then this absolute of this guy will be calculated based on the container that is inside. Let me say that again, or let me just apply that. But that's what I want to do. So when I give this guy an ID and call it, say, mic container. Let me call it mic container, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to apply, let me refresh. I'm going to apply to that our mic container. I'm going to say the styling of our mic container, its own positioning is relative, right? So that's the container of everything. Then the mic itself, I'm going to say the mic itself, its position is absolute. When I say that, you can see that it didn't jump. When I now say top is 0, see where it's starting from. So the top now is no longer, the mic container now provides like a new parent or a new box guiding that mic. So even though the mic itself is absolute now and the top is 0, it didn't jump to the top of the screen like way up here, the way it was before.
Yeah.
That way now I can now easily move it around. So I'm just going to do my left or right in this case because it's going to be right. Right is 0 and then it's going to be right, so it's not going to go extreme right, something there. And then the width is a little bit smaller, so like 50%. No, sorry, 50%. So it's going to go something like that, and then it can move down, something like this, and it can move in there. And then push the top and the left. Okay, so that's it. So I might just use 100. Do we all see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's how to move that. It's that simple. So it's positioning, but the positioning is relative to the container it's inside.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then let me copy the container thing. Where is it? Okay, so this is the container, and then it's relative. And then we're getting there. So the next thing we want to quickly do is the word now. We've done this. So these two guys, we need to style them to look like this. They look flat, grayish, color, background is gray and all that. So let me just quickly pick. So let's do that. So I'm going to inspect on the buttons. They are the same, they look the same way. So I'm just going to style all buttons alike because they are the same. So I'm going to do border is 0. I'm going to do padding is like 0, 0, and then quickly move around and see. So like 10 there, and then like 5 here or 7 there or something like that. 6, yeah, something like that, and then maybe more. And the background color, I don't know what exactly the color is, but I'm gonna go pick it in my Photoshop. So go back to my Photoshop, scroll down to that area, and then just pick this light color. Look for it. It's F4, F4, F4. Go back to my work. Get out of here. Go back to the code, and then apply it to this guy, and then you get the light stuff. And then the text itself also, the color, go back to my Photoshop and pick the color of the text, and then come back here pick it is 757575. Go back here, and then the button color is 757575. Right, and then of course it's kind of thick, so it has font weight, it's bold, and that's it. So is it the same? Maybe the font is kind of smaller. Our font is big, so I'm going to do font size. I'm going to do like 10, maybe not too small. Maybe this is like I think somewhere around there. I'm not so sure now, but something around this. Yeah, so that's it. We get the idea, right? So if you want to get it perfectly, you can play around with your settings a little bit more. So I don't know whether the edge is sharp or is little bit curved.
I think it's sharp.
I think it's sharp. Okay, so that means we're done with the button. So I'll just copy this and drop it in my code. Then we have the button styled, and then the next thing is the last area down there, which is this guy's just like that. Let's compare it first. So everybody is blue, and then this guy is the only thing that is not blue. But the first thing I want to do is make them stay on a straight line, and we've done that before. Activate our LIs, but not just all LIs now, but the LIs inside the C. And then the display, display is inline block to make them stay on a straight line. Display is inline block.
Why not inline?
You can use inline if you want. If you want, you can use inline. It's the same, almost the same thing, right? So the spacing is padding, maybe right, and then just space it out a little, not too much. And then
why not padding left?
It also works. So there is no one way to, just like it's just like solving mathematics. There's no one way of working out the maths. So if you use padding left, it will do it on the left for you, but it will still create the space. If you do it on the right, it will also still create the space. So the user does not really know whether it's on the right or on the left, but the space is even and equal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so anyone is correct. Right, so that I'm going to copy. We're done with that, except the color. So I'm going to paste that. And then to isolate the colors, I need to give them a class. This guy, so this is the only guy that is not blue. So probably I'm going to call it, say, class blue, like we said before. Well, for Stanley, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm lost somewhere. Just I don't want to drag anybody back. So
okay. You watch the video,
maybe, I don't know if the video. I think I will learn properly from the video.
Okay, so now I'm applying class blue to all these guys because they all share the blue color. So I'm going to just style them blue. So I don't even need to go anywhere. I just know that once I say class blue, all blue guys, because it's a class and it's a dot, all of them will share all of them, right? And another secret also is that even if I don't apply this class, by default, all links are blue. So even if I don't apply this class, let me just undo and remove this class and then make these guys become a link, because in actual fact, they're supposed to be linked. So by default, your browser will apply blue color to your links. So that's another trick. That's if you want to maintain blue color anyway. So,
but you now have to style the link.
Yeah, so you have to exactly, you get it. So you have to start the link by removing the underlying part of it or something like that. So now it's taking the color, but all you need to do is remove so activate your plus, the LI is text decoration. Text decoration is none, and then to remove the underline. Yeah, so that's it. So that's all I need to do there. Abi, what else? Let me check.
Number 4.
Please, I have a question.
Yeah, ask please.
Yeah, the search button, I mean that place we have that mic.
Yes.
There's actually a test inside that box that they wrote something like search or type URL.
Okay. In our designer, right?
Yeah.
It's not in our design
box.
Yeah. So it's not in our design, but if you want to put that, it's just a placeholder. They call it a placeholder. So this is it. Yeah, where is our input box? This is our input box. Placeholder. Search for something. Right? Is that what you're saying? So if you look at that, boom, like that.
Yeah, something like that. Please go back. Please go back a little bit. Let me see the coding sheet. Okay.
So it's called placeholder. So placeholder is like It's not there. It's just like
Okay, yeah, I
it's
can see that.
showing for
Thank
you.
you.
So when you click on, then so it only comes in when it's empty. But once you start typing, it disappears. That's a placeholder.
Yeah,
All right.
I can see that.
All right. So that's how they achieve that. So we are done with row 1, row 2. Let's go to row 3 and 4. So it's looking like it, right? It's looking like it.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
All right. So let's go to
The
row.
last.
The last 2 rows. In fact, those are the easiest. So this is just row 3. Row 3 is, but that's the easiest. There's nothing in row 3. So row 3 is just Nigeria sitting on one line. So we just call it Nigeria, nothing else. Nigeria. Come on, type
I
Nigeria.
just okay.
Then
Nice.
last row is 2 sections or 2 parts, one on the left, one on the right. So I'm going to create the 2 parts. So always imagine in boxes, divs, boxes. That should be your watchword for now. So, and then anything that has to do with a list that you need to space out or put on a straight line, always use ULLIs. So the division of your pages, boxes, divs, then things that has to do with maybe they are close together and they are following each other, ULLIs. So let's look at what we have there. This is advertising. I'm just going to type it. Let me reduce this and type it while I can see it. So this is advertising, and then the next one is business, and then the last one
About.
and then the other side of it, I'll just copy this whole thing. So it's the same thing, and then I'll paste it right in the second section, and then I'll call it privacy. Is
Terms and settings.
privacy terms and settings. Right, so we're done. Glory to God. All right, so now I'm going to call this maybe like ID left so that I can just address that separately. And then I'm going to call this like ID right. And then I'm going to, I don't need to call, we already have row 4 here, we already have row 3 here, so I can talk to those directly. So that's it. So if I come back here, refresh, and we have all those things just piled on top of each other, no styling. So come to row 3 first. This row 3. Row 3, let me quickly look for that color of that border area. So this is the color. Yeah, I'll pick it.
It's with the bottom.
F2, 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 F2. Second is different. We have not used F2 anyway. So I'm going to go to row 3, activate my plus sign row 3, and then the background color, not border, background color is F2, F2, F2. And then it's a little bit spaced out, like 10, yes. And then margin is 0. Width is 100%. Yeah. Got it? Yes.
What are you styling? Is it the div?
The row 3, yes. The row 3 div itself.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to copy all of that and put it inside my work. And then the last row, which is row 4, there are 2 sides to it. But let me start. But this row 3 and row 4, they're supposed to be the same thing. So if they are sharing the same, look at another trick. So because the background color is the same, the padding is the same, the margin is the same, I can just say row 3 and 4 share the same thing. So it's just a comma. When you put a comma, then whatever style that's applied will affect both guys. So row 3 and 4 automatically shares that. Let me refresh so that you see that. So you can see automatically they share the same background and all that. So the only thing is the content inside. So you can go and deal with that left and right. So the left or the right first. The right is 45%. So I've just reduced the width. So you can see now, where is it? It's not answering me. Oh, sorry, width is 45%. I can see that it's not reducing. 45%. You can see now then the display is inline block. Right? So I can do the same thing for the right. I can say, sorry, for the left. So they are both 45% and they are both display line block. So they will both stay side by side like that. Because their width is 45%, that means they are not filling the screen. So this one is there. Let me close it up. So you can see the right here and the left here. So they are both 45%. And then they are both display line block. Don't never forget this display. Display is powerful because by default it's always blocked by the browser. You can see this user agent style sheet. This user agent style sheet is the styling applied by the browser itself, and by default, divs are display block. So to start making stuff not to be display block, you have to change it yourself by applying display inline block. So I'm going to copy that, go to my code and paste it. And then the last thing we want to do is to make this thing stay on the same line. So the same thing applies. I'll go into our LIs, all our LIs, activate the plus, but not all LIs on the page, but those one inside right, or those ones inside row 4 actually, so that you cover both right and left. All LIs inside row 4. What do we want? We want them to be display inline block. And that's it. And then we want their padding right to be spaced out a little. Right? And that's about, yeah, something like that. And then what else do we want? Something is shifting this thing from the left. Okay, it's a UL. Okay, so let me copy that first. By default also, a UL, by default, see the user agent. See the margin inline, margin 40 and all of that. So it's adding by default. The browser is adding, see this yellow space before the advertising. It's coming from the browser, so we need to remove it so that this advertising can start from the beginning of this. It can align with the Nigeria. So I'll click on the plus sign to activate my UL, and I will tell you that margin is 0. And then the padding is 0 rather than margin.
Which of the UL are you adding down to?
All the UL on the page. I don't want that initial, that push off from the left. I don't want it. So that's it. So now I can paste the first one I copied, and then I can paste the second one I copied. The second one I'm just copying now. So that's it. So the last thing we want to do is to push the entire row 4 to the bottom of the page, because it's actually, no, we need to push this right to the right actually.
Yeah.
It's on the right. So I think I named left right and I named right left. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So left is the one on the right. So let's push left, text align right. Oh, sorry, this styling is for both, so we can't apply it. It has to be applied only to the left. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are everybody?
Yeah.
Are you all there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't know why I cannot apply it here? Why this one won't work for me? This one, because this one is a combination of right and left. So if I do it here, it's going to be affecting. It's going to test align right and left, which is what it's doing right now. You can see it's controlling the two. And that's not what I want. I only want these other privacy stamps and settings to move. So I'm going to have to create a zone just the left and then test align right, so that guy will move only. So that's it. So once that is done, I can copy that, take it to my code, paste it.
You didn't get to the end.
Didn't get to the end. Let's find out why. So you see, so you can see that because it's 45%, so I will need to make it like 50%. Yeah, so you can see that. So that's the reason. It's like 49. So I'm going to increase that to like 49. Where is that? Instead of 45, 49. So that's it. Then the last thing is to make it, sit at the bottom of the screen. So that's another positioning. So I'm going to take row 4, and I'm going to say the position is absolute. The width is 100%, and then the bottom is 0. 0. So it's going to sit. It's going to be sitting at the bottom 0, which is the bottom of the screen. Do you understand?
Yeah. What about Nigeria?
Yeah. So we have to move that a little bit above this other one. So but let's add this to our. Oh, sorry. Because see, another problem we had. This row 3 and 4 they are together. So this is not applying. Nigeria is already. They are sitting there on top of each other. They are both sitting at position 0. Do you understand? Because this whole thing here is affecting 3 and 4 together at the same time. So, well, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it to affect only 4. So I'm going to apply it to just 4. So now to 4, you can see 4 is sitting at the bottom, but Nigeria is still where it was before.
Yeah.
So now I have to do for 3 separately. So for 3, it's going to be almost the same thing, but I will just kind of push it off above. No, I think it should be coming down. It should come out. Yeah. So that's it. For 3. Then one last thing in between them is a line, something like a line, if I'm right. Yeah, just very slight, thin line. So that was a border bottom. a border bottom and maybe like 1 pixel solid. And then I'll say, I don't know the color, but let's just say brown.
White or brown or something.
Let's say it. So it's right there. That's it. So can you see it? So I don't know the color, but I can make it very light by just increasing the, just tilting it a little. So with this viewpoint of mine, we have gotten to where the river has taken us. And then we can close the chapter there. So questions. I'll just paste the 3 and 4, and then the video will be stopped. We'll share it on the group. You can ask your question.
So when are we having the Facebook review?
Friday night, same time, 9:30 Friday night. So Wednesday for the first assignment, Friday for the second assignment. So the assignment submission closes by 9 p.m. and then we'll review together like this, 9:30. So look at it. So this is the final thing we have. So I think something is this space between the top, I think is very wide. But what is important is the concept, not really exact, like it should be exact, but okay. And you can see that even the white space everywhere. So you can go and adjust all the padding and the margins and all of that. So our own is quite huge, or is it my page that is small? I don't understand.
I think it's quite huge.
Yeah, I think maybe we have to reduce the size of this logo, the size of everything, bring them a little bit down. And then let me just reduce the size of this. This thing is huge here. What is it? Yeah, I think it's this ULLI is 2 here. Margin 0. Aha, that's it. There's a default margin on it. So then I'll have to push this thing down. The 3 have to come down from the bottom. Yeah, something like that. So it's now 39. And the other one is, where's our LIs? Okay. So I'm going to add that. And then 03 is 39 instead of 71, 39. So that's it. So I'm going to refresh. And then here's our final page. This needs space here too. So you can play around with it. This is our UL here. It needs some space, so we can apply it to the buttons. This one, the buttons here, we can push them down. You can say margin button, say like 10 pixels, so that I can push this our Google offer then down a little. So questions. There's our button. There's our button. Yeah, button there. All right, so that's it. So questions. So we are done. We have reached the end of the assignment. So for those guys that follow something close to this, kudos to you guys. And for those guys who are seeing some other different ways of doing it, I think you can also check it out. So I'll post this code base, this entire thing that I just typed here,
Okay.
on the group so that you can see it. Right, and the video is also available on the group tonight. Very nice. So you get everything there. So any other question so that we can close and go on?
Yes. Please, I would like to ask about the
sir.
bell icon you put there. I don't know.
Okay, the bell icon. This one, right? This one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's called Font Awesome, and
Yeah.
I mentioned it over. Okay, so this is it. It has opened. So it's called Font Awesome. It's an icon that we use in almost all the sites. So even Google click here. If you look at the Google search page, you see this icon here, this circle search icon. Font is Font Awesome. You see this one here, this guy here, is also Font Awesome. So anywhere you see icons, they are mostly, so even though there is not only Font Awesome that creates icons, there are so many of them. There is Material Icon, there is Font Awesome, there are different kind of, guys, they're doing these icons, but Font Awesome is the most popular. And then, so this is it. So all you need to do is link it in your page, and I showed how to do that. It's just a link. This is a link. So once you have this link in your page, linking to their site, linking to this fontawesome.min.css, then you can easily use their class name. So how to use it is simply FAFA something. So FAFA, then the name of what you need. So for example, I didn't even get the right thing for this other guy because this site was not opening. Then this other bar. So let's look for it now. I think it's something like, is it bar now, or let's just look for something like bar. So let's see. Aha, something like this, or let's keep going. Let me something like so maybe
How about
bars.
grid?
Maybe
Okay.
grid. Good grid. Something like grid. Yeah, grid. Something like grid. Something like this.
Yeah, something
Or
like that.
something like this. So anything you want, you can easily, you know, use it. So let's see. FAFA. Let me see if there's actually FAFA grid. FA grid. FAFA grid. Okay, so let's try that if it exists. FAFA grid. And then go back to our work and then refresh. So we get. Okay, so it doesn't exist in their library. But I think there is FAFATH, as I saw just now. Let's see if that exists. Okay, so that's it. So do you understand now? The person that asked for the icon thing. So it's just to check their
Yes.
site link.
Yes.
First, include the link, and then you can come and check for any icon you want. And it's always FAFA, the name of the icon. Any other question? Somebody was trying to ask something before you
So,
asked about the icon.
yeah, I want to ask a question, sir.
Yeah.
How can I get another Italian word or something like, like Spanish? How can I get their language?
Okay, if you want
Hello?
to, yeah, I'm trying to understand what you mean by get another language. It's like you want to translate the page to another
Like,
language, or
French, French now. If I want to like English to French or to other language, how can I get a text?
okay, so it depends. So it's your keyboard. So your system should be able to type in other languages. That's one way. It's either your keyboard offers that functionality, it's either your system itself you can type in other languages with your keyboard. That's possible. Or if it's not your keyboard, if something you want to do online on the web, then you can use something like an API, like Google Translate. You can call an API that can translate the entire content of your page for you to another language like German or whatever. But if you want to be able to type in another language, your code, then it has to be from your keyboard. Your system itself has to offer that functionality. Do you understand?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Any other question? All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yeah, so in the absence of no question, thank you so much for joining this class. I believe you learned a lot, right?
A lot, more than a lot, sir.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. Emmanuel, more questions will still be coming when we are practicing it.
Of course. 9 to 11 on Slack. Some people have been saying that we are not online 9 to 11, nobody to ask questions. That's not true. Once you drop your question between that time, even outside that time, usually I try within my power to always respond. So just drop your question.
I was thinking there will be a notification when they start. That's all. I asked that question too.
Okay, when we start, like when we are online.
Yeah, like I was thinking there will be a notification on
Oh,
Slack.
so that is start. Oh, this is now. Start asking your question. No, now we don't know when you are stuck on. So we're giving you the time frame. Just when you are stuck, just drop your question. Do you get? Like most of the time, I'm always maybe 18 hours out of my 24 hours. I'm always online. So I'm always online almost all day. So I always see your messages. So just drop it. We don't need to announce any special. The time for question has now started. Just drop it. Just when you are stuck. People ask me 8 a.m. People even ask me 7:30 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 midnight, 2 a.m. I'll try and respond. So just drop it. Yeah, so that's it. So thank you very much. Friday, finish your Facebook page. Some have finished already, started submitting. Finish yours. And then, God's willing, we'll do it again on Friday. And then Saturday, I believe you must have gotten a lot to learn with HTML. Thank you. Lovely, nice rest.
Mr. Manuel, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody still want me to wait?
Yes. I wanted to ask. I wanted to tell
Okay.
you something. Please, you have to pardon me. I didn't submit my assignment.
And there's no reward for submitting assignment, just to help you do the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a practice.
There's no reward.
where the reward is given to you, his reward is
You can
your
send it to me. You
is
can
mastery.
send it to me. I'll check it.
Reward is mastery, because when you send it to me, I check and I can advise, and then of course it ensures that you've done your own part. And then I can say, let me share this, because some people say, there's no reward, I should not do it. So the thing is, if you do your assignment, let me tell you what happens when you do your assignment. When you do your assignment and you submit, it gets me closer to you, because I get to see your name, I get to know you. And then when there are opportunities, or when the time comes for us to start giving out stuff, of course, your name or people that I know that are doing stuff are the people I will consider first. So I will throw out stuff. So, but if I've not seen your name before, you're not submitted as assignment, I don't even know, you don't come online, you don't show up, there's no way I can, So I guess it's more about just connecting more. And then of course, when you practice and do the assignment, it helps you. So those are the things I think, or I think the reason why you should do your assignment and submit. So, but it's not like we're going to do first position or second position or.
That means that's your word.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys. See you on Friday.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
good night.
Good
Yeah.
night. Have a good
Sweet
night.
dreams out.
Yeah. Good night.
All right, good night, guys.
Yeah.